Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. And yes, you're tuning into another show of the Hustling Muscle Show. And I hope everybody is doing well. And I would be joined by Anshika, and we're going to be talking about yoga. Anshika from Soham. And let me see if I can. Okay, I can see Anshika. Let me just wave out to her. And I'm going to send Anshika a request. Anshika, if you're listening to me, you're going to get a request, and you can just join in that. Sent out the request, so I think she should be joining us. So I hope everybody is doing good. I have some lineups for this week also coming up. I'm going to be live with Dr. Mukherjee on Thursday, and I'm going to be live with Gauri on Friday. Anshika, we can see. How are you, ma'am?
How are you? I'm fine,
I'm
thank you.
doing good. If you could just go a little behind from the camera. Yes, a little more. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. I must appreciate you joining us on short notice. I think it was pretty short for us to just suddenly, invite you. But anyways, a lot of people gave us very good feedback. They got a lot of information about yoga from you, and they really enjoyed the session. So I thought, why don't we take this a step ahead, go again and talk a little more about yoga. So, as usual, I did a little bit of digging, researching, trying to understand what I can ask you and how I can connect. So I've come up with a few questions. So let's start with that. So before I start, welcome to the Hustling Muscle Show. That's my tradition to do that to all my viewers. And thank you for joining us. My first question, yoga and inner peace, because this is something that everybody tries to find, that inner peace, that, everybody is trying to find that one thing that calms them down, that cools them down. Yoga and inner peace. A lot of people move to yoga, move to meditation to find that inner peace. Is yoga a pathway to inner peace? I would like to know, could you explain that to the viewers?
Um, so yoga is one of the ways to achieve inner peace. So what do you mean by inner peace? It is the happiness within or the calmness within that we feel despite of various stressors that we have, right? And what happens when our inner peace is disturbed? We are stressed in the have mental stress, and that starts to manifest body as well with various ailments like high BP, or we have various aches and pains we start to get with stress, spondylitis, things like that. They start to develop. Um, there are different ailments which start, and then we try to handle this with various therapies, or we go the yoga way. So once we go the yoga way, so yoga is a approach to well-being, a holistic approach to well-being. Um, and we address various aspects there. We address our diet, so we try to correct our diet with yoga. Try to it's a lifestyle change, right? So we are trying to change our daily routine. We are also trying to change our thought process, our way to handle different stressful situations that come our way. And then we also practice asanas, pranayama, meditation to handle the same thing, have ailments, have stress, whatever. Trying to address that with different areas of yoga. So when we talk about so how is it helping? It is helping with the secretion of good hormones, positive hormones, and it energizes our glands when we are practicing yoga. Talk about asanas. It helps us improve our flexibility, our strength, our balance, and it calms us down. It also has a very positive impact on our immune system, on our nervous system, uh, on our digestive system, so everywhere. So all of this, when they are coming in a balanced state, it brings about a very calming and energizing and a very grounding effect. And when we are practicing pranayama, for example, if we are practicing any kind of pranayama, we are practicing the classical, traditional pranayama, the full yogic breath pranayama, or we are doing abdominal breathing. All of these are again helping us or improves our nervous system. And so what happens when we are improving our nervous system? It is pranayama is bringing a vitalizing and a harmonizing effect on our system, and it brings the mind to a state of calm. calm alertness, I would say. So, and also an introversion. We are trying to go inwards when we are practicing pranayama, or in fact, any kind of yogic practice. Also, there is a thing called Yog Nidra, so which is a complete relaxation method. Helps very well with the stress management and people with insomnia. So it helps with that. Now, and then we have meditation. So meditation helps us develop an ability to observe our thoughts and our feelings, our emotions, without being impacted or without being caught up in those emotions. We are just merely observing. So we get a hold on our thoughts, on our feelings when we are meditating. So all these aspects of yoga, if you are either practicing individually or you're practicing collectively, it nourishes your and strengthens your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your it's as opposed to the sympathetic nervous system when you are in fight and flight mode. Parasympathetic nervous system helps you relax yourself and brings your body in a calm state, and that becomes your normal mode of acting in your daily routine. So once you're practicing and once you're consistent in your practice, yoga is helping you access your parasympathetic nervous system. And once you are in that state, that is what is taking you, or that is what is your pathway to, you said, inner peace. So it is a holistic thing. You are correcting so many things in your body with the help of yoga, and that is taking you to the pathway of peace.
Well, that's brilliantly said, because I think a lot of people want to know this, because a lot of people, with the stress and things increasing in their life, they want that inner peace. So this was a lot of information that you provided. I'm sure the viewers will take a note of this. Now, talking on stress, my next question: stress is something that we get free in today's life, and it's an unwanted gift. Whether we try to stay away from it or no, we somehow get it in some form or the other. Many people say yoga is a stress buster. Could you elaborate on this, ma'am?
Stress is a very normal and natural thing. It's not bad to have stress, because it is nature's way to make us work. If we do not have stress, so it's in a way a driver for us to make us do something, right? But it becomes a problem when the stress is prolonged, when it turns into anxiety or depression or any other physical ailment. That is when it becomes a problem. The hormone secretion is disturbed. That is when there is a problem. So yoga is a mind and body practice, which helps us to, it works through asanas, meditation, and pranayama, your breath, to help to relax your body, physically and mentally. So which in turn reduces your stress, and it also helps us to modify our emotional responses to perceived stress. So it's different for everyone, right? So whatever I'm perceiving as stress, it will help me to modify my emotional response to that perceived stress. Now the body, when we are in stress, it is consistently in an alert state via the sympathetic nervous system, fight and flight, which I mentioned earlier. And yoga is helping us to tap in or access the parasympathetic nervous system, so that to restore our body's calm, so that becomes our normal mode of working, and to regulate both the systems, both the nervous systems, parasympathetic and sympathetic. Right? And now, if we talk about stress, a simple breath awareness will help us calm our stress down. Humming breath will help us calm our stress down. Meditation, in some cases, if you can practice meditation, that will help you. And forward bends are very good to release your stress whenever you stress. So also there have been when we talk about yoga handling stress, or how do we handle stress with yoga, there are a lot of medical researches on that. So there is one research which says that yoga is in fact better than walking in terms of improving your mood and anxiety levels. when you talk about mood and anxiety level, it has compared walking versus yoga. So yoga is better because it is increasing a brain chemical which is called GABA, which is otherwise it tends to be at a lower level when a person is suffering from anxiety or disorders. Right? So yoga is helping increase that brain chemical, the GABA chemical. And also, there have been studies which shows that yoga helps you to lower down stress hormones, like especially your adrenaline and cortisol. So it also says that if your stress hormones are including adrenaline and cortisol, if they're high, it might damage your blood vessels or it might elevate your blood pressure. So yoga is helping you when you're practicing yoga. You are it helps you to control these stress hormones. So yeah, so all those ways yoga is helping you to handle stress.
So I think that is quite a bit of information given. I think listening to this, I think I should actually, I told this last time also, I think I should also start practicing a bit of yoga, maybe make it a little part of, a part of my fitness routine for, especially the stress part. And I'm sure the viewers would like to see a few posts of me doing yoga. I'm 100% sure on that. So moving to my next question, ma'am. Yoga, hands down, is one of the best self-care tools. Spending time on the mat can benefit your brain, heart, bones, and even change the expression of your genes. This is what I've read on the internet, and I'm quoting this. Could you explain this to the viewer? Because when I researched, when I was reading this, I found this very interesting, especially, when you say that, it benefits your brain, your heart, your bones. It even changes, the expressions of your genes. How does this help? Could you explain this to the viewers, ma'am?
So as I said, yoga is a holistic approach to well-being. Now, when we are talking about a brain, so it's impacting various aspects of it. When we're talking about your brain, yoga helps us to improve our cognitive performance. It helps us to improve our memory, attention span, and it reduces the stress. We talked about stress a lot sometime back. So yoga is helping us with that. Now, how does that happen? Now, when you're practicing yoga, there is a chemical. There are various chemicals which are released when you're practicing yoga. One is GABA, which I mentioned. Then there is dopamine, um, oxytocin, endocrines. So there are a lot of chemicals which are released when you're practicing yoga, and these help you relax yourself, and it also makes you feel content. It gives you that feeling of being content. So you are at peace with yourself and everything around you. These chemicals help you, and that happens when you're practicing yoga. Now, another thing which happens is increase in your gray matter density. That also happens with when you're practicing yoga consistently, not one-off time, uh, for a long duration. That also increases, and it access certain parts of your brain where your focus improves, with which your focus improves, or your emotional control is better. You are much more in tune with yourself, and your decision making power, your decision making ability improves with this. There have been a lot of studies when we talk about brain. There's a Harvard study which says, I was saying that consistent practice helps you with that. So the Harvard study says that 8 weeks of mindfulness meditation increased or not increased, rebuild the brain's gray matter. Then there is another study that says from a general hospital in Massachusetts, that says there is a structural difference between brains of regular practitioners of meditation and versus the people who have never practiced any sort of meditation. They have no history of meditation. So there's a structural difference in the brain itself. So obviously a longer duration. So this is about the brain. These are the changes yoga gets in your brain. Practice. Talk about heart. Yoga helps you with the cardiovascular, lowering your blood pressure, lowering your blood glucose level, and lowering your cholesterol. So these are the things that yoga does with for our heart. there are several other things, right? When you talk about bones, how it improves the bones. So there has been study which says that the bone density itself increases with yoga postures, and it reduces the chances or risk of osteoporosis, in especially after menopause. After 30s, the bone density starts to reduce. So it helps with that as well. And gene expression. Gene expression is, if you understand it a little in a scientific term, it is a process by which the gene is creating a protein and certain other molecules which affects the cellular function. Right? So if you understand it simply, if you have a hereditary ailment in your family, and if you are a regular practitioner of yoga, you can change or you can change your cellular function by so that hereditary problem may not impact you that much. You might lower that problem in you if you are a regular practitioner. So that is the gene expression that is being talked about, how it changes. So yeah, so all these things that helps you with.
So I think that was very well explained by you, because the part of consistency is very important. Let it not be yoga, let it be any form of exercise. People out there,
Exactly.
if you're listening, consistency is what is going to get you to your place. If you're going to be consistent, you're going to be consistent with your workout, let it be yoga, anything. That's when you start seeing results. So that is the key number one. I always tell this to my people out there. I always tell this to people who ask me. I say, always stay consistent. Only then do you start seeing results. Now, ma'am, moving on to my next question. With this pandemic on, which sometimes seems to come to an end, sometimes doesn't seem to come to an end. So we really don't know where we are. We were either side of it, I would say. Everyone wants to create a stronger immune system. Everybody is talking about immune system, immune system. You look at the internet also, that everybody is talking about immune system. I think even Gauri today has posted in her recent post about immune system. So immune system is becoming the key topic. Now, my question is, yoga and meditation, how can they help boost your immunity?
So, Pratik, your immunity increases with proper sleep and proper food and proper exercise. So, all these three elements impact your immunity.
Three
And
simple
so,
rules.
generally, we tend to, yeah. So three simple rules. And so, if your digestion is not proper, your immunity will be impacted. If you're not mentally relaxed, relaxation. So, sleep is also physical. Your body is relaxed. Also mentally your body is relaxed. So both kind of relaxation play, and sleep, of course. So any of these elements, if they are disturbed, so you need to focus on these things. Now, if we talk about yoga, how will yoga help you with the immunity? See, yoga is a holistic approach, right? So you are if you're practicing yoga, pranayama, meditation, or the entire 8 limbs of yoga. It is helping you to boost your immunity naturally. It lowers your stress levels, and we talked about lots of benefits that yoga is giving. So I'm sorry about my
Yeah,
son
that's
being there.
absolutely nice.
So yeah. So if your health in general is good, your immunity will be like if I have to give you an example of asanas, I would say Vajrasana is very good. Malasana. So there are several asanas which are good. But to name few, Vajrasana is good. 5 minutes of Vajrasana will help you. It helps you with your digestion. Malasana is very good. Any kind of twists that you do are very good because they help you in elimination and releasing or taking the toxins out of your body. Any kind of twists. And if we say pranayama, Kapalbhati is a very safe pranayama to do. Sorry, not Kapalbhati, Anlom Vilom. Anlom Vilom, which is alternate nostril breathing. Kapalbhati is also good, but it has a lot of contraindication side effects. So you might want to know your health and then practice Kapalbhati. Otherwise, the safest is Anlom Vilom practice. There's another niti that you can do, which is part of naturopathy actually, which is jal. So that also helps you clean up your system. Uh, so yeah, so yoga and pranayam and meditation, you cannot say that there's one particular thing which will help you. It's a holistic practice. You follow the complete thing consistently, and that will help you build your immunity. The focus being your digestion should be good, your resting, your relaxation, both mental and physical, which is your sleep, and otherwise also your relaxation. All those things need to be proper to have a good immunity.
Okay, I think that's quite a bit because I think talking on immunity, everybody wanted to know this. And I know there are a lot of people turning to yoga, moving to yoga for immunity. So I think this is a very, very good message for them you've given, ma'am. Now, ma'am, moving on to my last and final question to you. There is something called chair yoga. I was looking up on the internet. I found something called the chair yoga. What is this exactly? How helpful are these? Are these something for sedentary people with sedentary lifestyles? Because when I look at chair yoga or something like that, I look at these people who are stuck on their desks, are not able to move. Does it help them like our young corporate people or the corporate leaders in the world? Does chair yoga help them? Let's start with what chair yoga is.
So if you're not able to move because of laziness, then chair yoga is not for you. But because of other reasons, like for example, there are people who cannot sit down, cannot do certain poses in the usual, the normal way of how the pose is practiced. Then you take chair yoga as an option. Like the chair is used as like a prop for you. So you're practicing yoga on the chair because of some health reasons or some other conditions. Maybe you're not able to move from there. Like for example, so corporate, you're working on your desk, you're working on your shoulders start to ache, you're doing certain neck exercises, sitting on the chair. That's absolutely fine. You can do that, but it is not an alternative to your normal yoga postures. If you are able to do that, then it's better to get up and do those postures. But yes, if you have to practice yoga in the office, that can be an option. Chair yoga can practice.
Okay, so it's simple and sweet on chair yoga. So she's given you very clearly you can do it for many reasons. Maybe we'll put up more information on chair yoga, dig, dig a little deeper next time. But I think you've given quite a bit of the information to people. So, ma'am, as I always say, what is going to be your punchline to my viewers before we end? What would you tell the people before you go?
Consistency practice. As we spoke in the entire session, all the benefits that we get out of any practice, not leave alone yoga. Consistency.
So you're going to be staying with consistency. That's correct. And what I would say to add on consistency is, guys, understand you for any results to show, let it be yoga, anything, you need to be consistent. You need to keep doing it. A lot of people expect results overnight. I had done something, a small reel on this off late. Results will never happen overnight. You cannot expect results to just, hit you immediately when you start doing something. It doesn't. It takes time. It takes, as I told people in my previous reel, that day one I went to the gym, I did not see result. Day two I went, I did not see result. Day 10 I did not see result. It's only over a period of time. If you guys are expecting miracles to happen or things to happen by just doing one thing at a time and expecting, okay, I should see a difference. That's like looking at your bank account and expecting your money to multiply tenfolds without putting in effort or hard work. So guys, unless you're going to put in your hard work, unless you're going to put in the consistency, you cannot see any results. So that is what I would end my punchline with to all of you out there. And I think we both have almost had a similar punchline. So, ma'am, I thank you again for joining us. We should be seeing you again soon. I have more questions on yoga, and I know people are nowadays asking me a lot more on yoga. So, I'm going to be talking to you much more on yoga. So, I hope to see you very soon, and I thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So, I hope everybody has enjoyed the show. And guys, if you've liked the show, do like the post. I'll be reposting this by night again. And this will also go onto the YouTube channel. If you have any queries on yoga or any other fitness aspect, you can DM me, you can DM ma'am. We both are there. You can follow us for more information. As I said, there are many more topics I'm going to be talking about on this week. You will see it on my stories. So be prepared. I'm anyways going to be there with Dr. Mukherjee, with Gauri Shingote, and maybe I have a Sunday session also, not yet planned, but let's see. It's all in the pipeline. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the session. If you enjoyed it, do like the video and do share it with your friends. So This is Anshika and Hustling Muscle signing out of the Hustling Muscle show. That has to be done before I go. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was great talking to you. And I thank everybody for us joining in. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.